Behind me is my current warehouse and yard. We've been on this trading estate for 5 years, but in about 15 minutes time, I'm picking up the keys to this, our brand new warehouse, and I'm super excited. We're in a new part of town. We're still in Telford, but we're in a new part of town. A little bit more country, rural setting. The warehouses are actually council run, so they're run by our local council. They're 3 years old, and although we're only increasing our footprint by a little bit, it's newer, it's nicer, it's going to fit our business model a little bit better, and yeah, I'm really excited. There's nothing in there at the moment, but I'll take you in and show you around. So yeah, here we go. So here's the front of the building, a little bit nicer and newer. We have got an electric up and over door, which is awesome. We've got glass frontage, which is going to have some... let's get in. It's got glass frontage, which is going to have some like frosting put on, because we don't want everyone just looking in. But this is inside the warehouse. Might be a bit echoey. We've got roller shutter door to the front, which is electric operated. We've got access front door there. I'm going to spin around, and we have got toilet over here, access out the back there, and like control stuff over there for like the power and the water and all that sort of good stuff. And it's a massively big blank canvas that we can build. We've already asked for permitted work, so we're going to put a mezzanine in here at some point. We're going to put up some walls and create an office space. But one of the best things is, and I'm really thankful for this, is that because it's council run, and we've been a tenant with the council before, they've been extremely kind, and our lease doesn't start till the 1st of September. And today is what date is it today? 14th? 15th of July. And our lease doesn't start till the 1st of September, which means we've got 7 weeks completely rent-free to move ourselves in. So we've got no stress, no issues about getting ourselves from one location to another, apart from obviously the stress and issues of actually moving. Now, what are we going to do? So we've got front door access here, so we're going to create a little kind of reception room so people can't really see in. We're going to have all of our racking up along here, and then down where Nikki is standing, just down here, we are going to give everybody a wave, Nick. We're going to create our office space. But this is the start of a new series. This is the start of the warehouse redevelopment for our reselling stroke business stroke everything else that we do. So if you're interested to see how we develop this place, then you need to be following along. So hit that subscribe button, follow along with the journey. Happy days, good times. Let the planning begin.
Well, it is now Wednesday, and I have spent the last 4 days on the sofa with a little bit of man flu. So I probably don't look the best, and I probably don't sound the best. And to be fair, I feel like crap still, but I'm good enough to get into work and crack on and get some work done. But the good thing is there's been some developments at the new warehouse. We've had the office space kind of almost finished, so we thought we'd pop up and take a look. Now, we've tried to emulate the office that we've got in our existing warehouse, but a little bit nicer. So my old man has been down there, who's a builder, got his own building company, and has been putting up some partition walls and all that sort of good stuff, and running in some new electrics. And because I've been ill, I've not had any chance to get up there and have a look. I've just seen photographs, and to be fair, at the moment it looks pretty good. So we thought before we start work today, we'd pop up and take a look. So here we go. We have now got, if you can see, office space. So this is basically going to be where the office is going to go. We've opted not to have a ceiling on it, so it's open ceiling still. And we've got power points running. We've got an open doorway because there is a fire escape here, and that's fine. There's a fire escape at the front end as well. So we're going to have a couple of desks along here. We're going to have a partition to cover this off here, so you can't see any of that bit there. And then a couple of desks here. So there's going to be 4 people sat in here. Obviously going to get it all painted and stuff and decorated out nice. But yeah, this will be our main office space. And then outside will be the warehouse space, which is all of this. And then eventually we'll have a mezzanine. Maybe. Now, although this place is bigger than where we are at the moment, it doesn't feel like it. Now that's been built, but it is what it is, and we will just crack on with what we've got. So next port call really is just moving everything down here. But yeah, overall, really happy with how this looks, and can't wait to start moving in. So while we're taking a break from the warehouse kind of build, which is, it's going to come along at a really rapid pace now, I'm doing some ironing because it's Thursday night. We've still got some clothes left from my purchase from Italian Vintage Wholesale, which, thank you for everybody that watched that video because it's had close to 3,000 views. Tons and tons of people have liked it. Tons of people have sent me messages and stuff and said it was a good video, and they've got a good idea about what they can kind of look to secure by buying from Italian Vintage Wholesale. And I have to say, I've been extremely happy with what I bought because, and I do apologise if I start coughing, I've had man flu since Friday last week and it's knocked me off my back. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and even yesterday and today I've not been right, but like there was 4 days where I just didn't get off the sofa. It was horrible. But yeah, I've been really happy with what I managed to source from Italian Vintage Wholesale. And surprisingly, I think probably 80% of what's sold is the stuff that I got from there. This is another one. So this is a nice Calvin Klein. You probably saw this from the unboxing video, but that's now ironed, and I'm just gonna pop this over here. And hello. And we've got another Calvin Klein, which we're gonna get that ironed as well. But yeah, since last week's, sorry, the last video that I put up, which was 11 days ago, and we covered off maybe, I think there was probably about 6 or 7 sales. It's been really busy. So we've done 21, I think, 21 items have sold in 10 days, which is really good. I'm really happy with that. And again, the split has been predominantly Vinted. Depop is now picking up. We've had a couple off eBay, but if I'm honest, eBay is just really struggling at the moment. I don't know how you guys are finding it. If you are a clothing seller, whether you're a vintage clothing seller or you're just a normal clothing seller, use the comments down below and let me know if you are struggling with eBay, because honestly, it's just a shocking place at the moment, which is really disheartening because I love eBay. My business has been selling on eBay for years. If you watch my videos, you'll know that eBay forms a big part of my company, and even on the tech side of things, we're really struggling on eBay at the moment. I think what I'll probably do is get this one done, and then we'll jump on a screen and I'll show you exactly what's sold, how much for, what platform it's sold on, and I want to introduce you to some new software that I've decided to use, because selling across eBay, Vinted and Depop, when things were selling, it was just becoming a little bit too difficult to manage. So I've registered to a new piece of software to help me cross-list across all 3. And actually it'll do Shopify as well. I just haven't set Shopify up yet. So I think what I'll do is I'll finish off doing these, and then we'll jump in and I'll show you what software I'm using, what's sold, where it's sold, how much money we've made, and what the plans are for the rest of this month, because there is a week left of July, and July is definitely going to be my most productive month to date. So that's the warehouse, and it's Saturday morning. A move-in starts today. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Now granted, it's still only the 26th of July, and we don't have to be out of this warehouse until the 28th of August, so we've got a lot of time. But we've also got to keep the business running, because if you don't keep the business running, you don't keep the money coming in, and we have to keep the money coming in. But it's Saturday morning, and instead of just lazing around, doing nothing and enjoying some time off, no, we are here deconstructing, shelving, taking some stuff up to the new warehouse. We're not going to get it all done today. We're just literally scratching the surface. Today, my plan today, let me tell you the plan, before we go into all the numbers that I just spoke about in relation to the clothing sales. We are removing this whole run behind me of racking, which is normally where we'd have our little test bays for like testing laptops and testing computers and running some data wipe software and updating operating systems. So it looks a complete mess at the moment. That's because we're getting ready to move it all. So that's what I'm doing today. Going to get these deconstructed up to the new warehouse and plate. There's also one at the top of the stairs. I don't know if you can see, just there. Going to probably take that one down as well, so we can move 4 racks. And I think I've got a spare one on top of the toilet as well, on top of the toilet building. Might take that one as well. Haven't got a van, so I'm hoping everything goes in the car. We'll be hiring a van, a big van, because we've only got a small van, to get rid of everything else. So that's going to be the plan today. Then we're going to leave it be and carry on working here during the week. And then next weekend, we've got the mammoth task of taking down that whole mezzanine and office, because we've got a warehouse inspection by the landlord. But let's get this done. Oh, and we've got a McDonald's breakfast coming, so because I need the fuel. So anyway, I think it's time to clear off these shelves and get them broken down. Of course, we have to have a break for McDonald's breakfast.
Okay, we are loaded up with racks, and stupidly, we haven't got a van. We're using the car, and we've got about 3 racks. I don't know if you can see, 3 racks in the car, and well, 6 miles to drive. Not many corners. Hopefully I don't crush myself. Let's get down to the new unit. Unloaded, ready to start building. And to be honest with you, for the ease of simplicity and speed, because I'm sure you do not want to see me build rack in there. You've just watched me take it away. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. Racking is up, and I'm going to spin you around so you can take a look. It only took 45 minutes, but let's have a spin around so you can have a look. So here's the first 2 lots of racking that we've put in, and that is creating a little kind of reception area. So let me run through what someone would do when they came in. So let's kind of, this is what we're going for really. We want to be able to create a little kind of reception area in the same way that next door have, and I'm not going to show you because that's their next door, but in a kind of similar sort of way. So when someone turns up, they would basically come in through the door, and here is a little kind of reception area. At the moment it's just and then there's obviously walkway through into the main part. Now what we're planning to do is all along this facing side of the racking, we're just going to put 8x4-inch boards all the way across. So to all intents and purposes, that's just going to be a solid wall. Then we'll put some carpet tiles on the floor, and then there'll be like a little kind of chair down there and a table with a sign-in book, some pictures on the wall, some of our award things on the walls here. That will be painted white. So, and then somebody can come in, they can ring the bell, because there'll be a bell on here as well. They can sit down, wait for one of us to turn up, and it'll be a really small little reception area. And that's what we're kind of going for. So, but the first part of that is getting these racking in, because then on the other side of that, obviously there's going to be a wall on that side, a chipboard wall on that side, but on this side
it's then just going to be our racking for putting stuff away. And then, as you can see, we've started to put up the next row. And I'm going to swivel the camera around so you can see that first double set of racking there ends quite nicely to where the roller shutter door is. We're going to have like a meter gap in between, so we can quite easily get down and access both sides of the racking. And then this is where the next one's going to start, and then that's going to come out to about kind of here. We're going to have like a 3 run of racking all the way up to where I'm standing now, which is going to be pretty much halfway in between there. So we will have the first row of 2 creating the reception area, and then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of 3. And they're either going to be singles or doubles, probably doubles. And yeah, that's the plan. So then that'll be our warehouse store area. We'll have our packing area down by the door, so we'll have a little table just down here, which will be our packing area. We're going to have, against this wall here where all the sockets are, we should have some workbenches, and that's going to be where we're going to sort of test stuff and data wipe stuff and upgrade and do stuff like that. And then inside the office, which is in here, is going to be admin and mobile phone testing. So we're going to have 3 mobile phone testing stations, and they're all going to be in here as well, in a little canteen-y kind of area. So all in all, it's starting to take shape. And I think for this weekend, that's kind of it. I just wanted to start moving some stuff down, but it's now like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm still not feeling the great after a week of this horrible man flu. So I'm going back to the main office, going to pick Nikki up. I've got a few things to photograph for eBay before I leave. Then I'll get back to the home office because work doesn't stop there. And then we're going to run through exactly what's sold over the last 2 weeks since the last video. I think it's about 11 days, 21 items. And I'm going to go over what we sold them for, what we bought for, and what profit we made, and then look forward to next week because lots more moving, lots more fitting out of the warehouse. So yeah, let's get back to the main office. So we're at the end of a very busy week where we've picked up keys, we've started the warehouse fit out, and I thought I'd end this video, as I'm going to do with pretty much every video going forward now, is some sales numbers. Sales numbers on what's sold and where since my last video. Now, my last video was just under 2 weeks ago. So within those sort of 13 days this period is for, we've sold 21 items. And I'm going to cover off where we've bought them from, how much for, and how much they sold for. So we'll start at the top of the list. I will throw up a picture of what sold, where I bought it from, how much it cost, how much I sold it for, and what profit we made. So the first 11 items have all sold on Vinted. So we'll start off with the Carhartt's women's flannel shirt, bought from Fleek, £7.36 cost price, sold for £18, we made £10.64 profit. Next up is the Carhartt CE Pro men's green shirt. Again, another Fleek purchase, $7.36, sold for $15, £7.64 profit. The Screaming Hand t-shirt was bought from Fleek. Again, £2.84 cost price, sold for £12, made £9.16 profit. Next, we move on to the Porsche Polo, which was bought from Italian Vintage Wholesale, which I absolutely loved. Bought for £2.08, sold for 40 quid, made £37.92 profit. For me, that was the best profit-making item of the period that we're covering now. So that was a cracking one. Next, we come to a Lyle & Scott polo shirt, bought from a local charity shop, bought for 5 quid, sold for 9. We made £4 profit. We've got a black Gant polo shirt. I think the image was deleted on this one, so apologies for that. Black Gant polo shirt, again, Italian Vintage Wholesale, £2.08 profit. We sold that for £9.60, so we made £7.52 profit. The black and white check Les Copains shirt, again, another Italian Vintage Wholesale purchase, £3.01 purchase price. We sold that for 12, so we made £8.99 profit on that one. Still on with Vinted, the Shell 24-hour Le Mans polo shirt. Again, I really, really liked this one. £2.08 cost price, sold for 12, £9.92 profit on that one.
The Ralph Lauren striped shirt, again, which is really one of my favourites. I love that. If it was any bigger, I would have kept it myself. £3.01 cost price from Italian Vintage Wholesale, sold for 14, £10.99 profit. The like windsurf surfing Shisei, I think is the way that you pronounce the manufacturer. I'm not 100% certain. Apologies if it's not. That sold. We bought that for £2.08. Sold it for again 12, £9.92 profit on that one. And I think there was one more on Vinted, which was the Marlboro Classics kind of long sleeve dress velvety style shirt, which I really like this one. £3.01 cost price. We sold that for £24 and that made us £20.99 profit. So overall, we sold 177. I'll do the figures at the end, but we sold £177 worth of stock on Vinted, which was good. Next, we'll come to the Depop orders, which was 6. First one was the Pink Floyd t-shirt, which we bought from Italian Vintage Wholesale. No, sorry, we bought that from Fleek, £2.84. We only sold that for £7, so we only made £3.57 profit on that one. But it was it had a few holes in it. It wasn't that great condition, but it was a proper, really cool, grungy retro top. We sold the Timberland vintage shirt that we bought from Italian Vintage Wholesale. Again, £3.01 cost price. We sold that for £15, so we made £11.16 profit. We then sold the Wrangler vintage long sleeve shirt, again Italian Vintage Wholesale, £3.01. With Depop there are some slight fees. We sold that for £15, again £11.16 profit on that one. We sold the Aeronautica Italian polo shirt, which we've had a few issues with, but I'm trying to sort that out. We bought that for £2.08. We sold it for £28. We made £24.72 profit. And the last one on Depop was the Dickies white work shirt that second to last, because we sold a Chaps polo shirt, which we bought from Italian Vintage Wholesale for £2.08. We sold it for £12. We made £9.09 profit on that one after a little bit of fee. And then the last one was the Dickies white work shirt, which came from Fleek, £7.36 cost price, £10 we sold it for. We made £1.96, so pretty poor return on that one. We then come to the 4 eBay sales. We sold a Rip Curl polo shirt, which we bought for £6.50 from Fleek. We actually only sold that for £5. We made a £3.47 loss after fees, after promotion, which was pretty poor, but it had stuck around for ages. I just wanted to get it gone. We'd had no bites on that, so we took a hit on that one. We took a £3.47 loss, the only product that we took a loss on. We then sold the Dickies Absolute work shirt, short sleeve work shirt, £7.36 from Fleek. We sold that for £17. We only made £5.76 profit for it after fees and promotion. We sold the Columbia short sleeve shirt, bought from Italian Vintage Wholesale at £3.01. We sold it for £14. We made £8.17 on there. Profit on that one after fees and promotion. And then finally, the Les Copain, another Les Copain shirt, the beige short sleeve check shirt. We bought from Italian Vintage Wholesale for £3.01. We sold it for £14.30. After fees and shipping and all that sort of stuff, £8.44 profit. Okay, so what do the final figures look like? Drum roll, please. Okay, so in this period, which was about 13 days, we sold £314.90 worth of stock. To buy that stock from the various locations we bought it from, £80.17, and we had £17.18 worth of fees. So our total outlay was £97.35, which means we made an overall profit of £218.25, which is just over 60% margin. Now, I'm really happy with those numbers. Obviously, they're still low for 2 weeks worth of sales. We need more than double that. But to do that, we need to get our numbers up. We need to get our listings up so we can start converting. But actually, the margin I'm really, really happy with. To be trading at over 60% is fantastic. Now, don't forget, this is purely just the products. I'm not paying myself anything. I'm not paying for any marketing or anything like that. I've not taken any of those costs into account. This is purely the difference between what we've bought it for and what we've sold it for minus selling fees. And I'm pretty happy with 60%. And in 13 days to make £218 worth of profit is great. Now, if I was a side hustle seller doing this alongside a full-time job, I'd be super happy with an extra £200 in my pocket alongside a job. But yeah, numbers are pretty good. Now, the only way that we're going to get those numbers up is by increasing the volume of stock that we've got on our stores. I've also brought in a little bit of software, which I'm going to cover in next week's video in a little bit more depth, but a little bit of a teaser to finish this video off. I was finding it really difficult to manage the listings across 3 marketplaces. Now, my business, my main company, uses a really big inventory management, cross-platform marketing and sales software called Linworks. Now, Linworks is the base cost of it is like £500 a month. Now, that is not a viable solution for a small-time reseller, a part-time reseller. So I've been looking around at different softwares that I can implement that will make listing on multiple marketplaces quicker and easier. And I've decided to go with CrossList. Now, I implemented CrossList this week. Now, CrossList allows you to list on multiple platforms really easy from one singular dashboard. You can create your listings in CrossList, or you can import them from eBay, for example, and then push them out to Depop or Vinted or Facebook Marketplace or Etsy or wherever you want. You still have to manually delist yourself. So if you sell something on eBay, you have to manually delist on Depop and Vinted, for example. But I'm told and I've read that auto delist is in design, or it's going to be coming. I don't know when, but when that comes, that's going to be a bit of a game changer as well. Now, I'm going to do some dedicated videos on CrossList and the benefit for it. So if you're sitting there thinking, well, actually, I need a bit of software as well that's going to help me manage all my listings on multiple different marketplaces and make it easier, then make sure you've subscribed, because next week I'll do a little bit of an intro into CrossList. So that's it for this week. I think I'm going to draw everything to a close there. It's been a pretty long video, and if you've watched it this far, thank you very much. It's got to be worth tapping that subscribe button, because over 70% of you watch this video aren't subscribed. It doesn't take much. Just click on that little subscribe button and follow along with all my content. And if you could give this video a big thumbs up, it really does help us get found in the masses amount of videos that are on YouTube, and helps other resellers find this channel and hopefully benefit from the content as well. So thank you very much for watching. I'm not wearing a hat, so I can't do my regular clothes, so I'll put it on. And I will say, keep sourcing, keep making money, and I will see you on the next video.